Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am back for day 2 of Follow a Sketch February with State Goddess. And this is our sketch. So it just has one picture and then some different pattern papers, some borders or branding strips, and it looks like some journaling or wordy bits or little phrases. So there is the sketch. I'm just going to set that over there. And as you might notice, I have some baby paper. I just made a layout using the top portions of these. So I really thought that I would go ahead and pull some of this out to create this layout as well. And this, I believe, is going to be my base page. And it's going to be really hard for me to cover this up because this is probably one of my favorite pieces of paper. It's from Project Life, and I couldn't tell you, but it says love, and the word love is just made out of little loves, and it's just, I love it. And that, is too much. So I think this is what I want to use as my base page. It is a cardstock, so it's thicker. So I think these are the papers I want to use. And I pulled some of my baby stickers and embellishments. I have had this for a long time. It's Jolie's. I believe I got a bunch of these in 2009 or 2010 maybe. So I just love that. And then I have a bunch of stickers that I am almost at the end of. So I really wanted to try and use up some of these stickers, maybe some of these rub-ons. You can tell that this is like me and my big ideas. This is Pebbles Incorporated, Sticko, I have Bo Bunny, and Mary Engelbrett. So it is a montage and a big old grouping of all sorts of stuff. So I just thought I would pull some things that I thought might work so that I could see what I'm going to use. And all of that is for this one picture. It is probably one of my absolute favorite pictures of my son. And this is in 2011, I think. And we're at my mother-in-law's house and he was eating Cheerios. And I don't know why I took this picture, but I did. And it's probably my favorite. He's sitting at the bar stool, and that's as high as he would go in the stool. My daughter is sitting right there, who's older, and so it's not like he was in danger or anything. So anyway, so I love, love, love this picture. So this is what I felt was definitely the best for this layout. So I'm going to set that aside. I got, I'm not going to set it too far. I got my picture. I got some embellishments. I have my paper and a sketch. So let's see how this goes. All right, so the first thing I did was take these 2 scraps of baby paper and I trimmed them to about 8 inches. I wanted to make sure that I had space on the side of the picture so that it was not just the width of the picture. But I didn't want to take up all of this beautiful background paper. So I thought 8 inches would be a good number. That would give me around 2 inches since the picture is 4x6. So I put some double-sided tape down on the back, and I'm going to put that aqua color at the bottom, and I end up trimming some of that off because I wasn't sure where it would overlay, and I didn't want to risk having uneven sides or anything showing at the top. So I trim that up a little bit. I get the bottom one down, and I give myself about 1.5 inches on the left, and then it leaves me about 2 inches on the right. So I wanted a little more on the right because that's how the sketch is as well. So I get that top one and then I get that tape down and I trim off the top. I didn't make you watch that because the back of that paper is really bright. So I put my picture down and I know this is just the cutest picture you've probably ever seen. That little face. Oh my gosh. This kid is going to be 13 next month. Yeah. So I mat it on a blue. I'm pretty much sticking with blues. I feel like yesterday's sketch was also very blue. But, you know, we're going to get into some color soon, I promise. Every layout will not be my son, and it will not all be blue. So I matted it in blue. It's just a matte stack paper that I have from one of the multiple places that I buy those matte packs. And I get that down, and then I'm wanting to use, in the sketch, there's like a ladybug in the top right corner of the picture. And I decided I wanted to use that Little Boy Blue t-shirt. I've been wanting to use that, and it's like, I think I kept saying, oh no, I want to put it on something special. And, you know, it's one of those things where you just keep putting it off because you don't use it because then it'll be gone. And I got to just get over that because I want this stuff on my layout because it's definitely lovelier on this layout than it is in the bottom of my bin. So, not my bin as in my trash. My bin is in my little baby boy scrapbook box, or it's like a shoe box. So I get that popped up on some foam. I mat it on a tealy color that is very similar to that bottom scrap paper because I don't want it to disappear. That light blue t-shirt was disappearing into the baby boy paper at the top. So I mat that and get that done, and I move on to this branding strip or border strip that goes in the middle and covers the seam of the two papers. So I had picked this out from that Mary Engelbert punch out, and I realized that it has also some scalloping on the other sides, on the outside. So I wanted to add some paper, but I did tearing instead. I got out my lovely blue scraps. I'm going to use those up, you all. I really am. And then I'm going to organize them and get them to be like a little bit more manageable. So I get a dark blue scrap. I tear some white paper. And then I put that border that I punched out in the middle of it. So originally I was going to put it on the blue, and the blue was too dark and you kind of disappear with the branding strip or that punch out. So then I decided to get a scrap piece of white paper and just tear it and put that down, and then still use that dark blue for the contrast since everything else on this page is pretty light colored. So I get that down and I put it a little off the sketch on purpose, partially. It's longer than the 8 inches that I cut this strip in the middle, but I wanted it to add a little of that blue into the background paper. So I let it go a little further over than I think based on what I'm looking at on the sketch. And this sketch is a page maps sketch. I don't think I mentioned that in the introduction. So the first thing I did was pull this sticker off that says Cuddly Coo and put it down. And then I took the little piggy and I decided, I wasn't sure where I wanted to put it. And then I decided there's like a little ribbon on the border strip in the middle on the sketch. And I decided I'd use this little piggy sticker. But I wanted to mat it on a shade of blue before I put it down because it would have been indented because it would have been going sticking to this branding strip and all the layers that it's sitting on, and I think that would have looked wonky. And I'm okay with some wonk because I'm all about embracing the wonk like Scrappy Adam. However, I think that would have looked really not just wonky, but not good. So I get the rest of my embellishments out. And the other thing that I tucked in over there right near that little piggy is a little juice box that came off of that punch out. I just thought since his little milk cup was right there, that would be a cute thing to put in that area. So I get my shirt down, make sure it looks good. I put my title down, which is the end of this little pack that I have had for, I would say, almost as long as my son has been born. And like I said, he'll be 13 next month. And this is me and my big ideas. Soft-spoken baby boy. And that is the very last one that I needed to use. I was good adding a little bit of brown into this layout. And I will bring some more brown in just a little bit. Plus, there's that light colored brown on the little piggy sticker. So I decided in the sketch, there is a bunch of like journaling strips. Looks a lot like Tim Holtz word phrases, and I would have used those. But I have all these sentiments that are on this plethora of baby boy scraps from where I had my son 10, 12 years ago and bought all these stickers in the process. So I decided I'd use them even though they are wider and bigger than the sketch. But I really like the way that this turned out. So I pulled this sweet little boy sticker off of that last sticker sheet, and that is from, it says here we go, Pebbles Incorporated, and that is called Baby Blue, and again, probably 12 years old, and I hadn't used a single thing off of this sheet, so it kind of blended in, so I matted it on a lighter blue, and then I inked all the way around with a light blue ink, and then I just swiped a dark blue around the edges, so it gives it a little bit of extra color. So I get all of those down, and then off this sheet from Bo Bunny, I pulled Small Wonder, and then I pulled a couple of little word phrases that I built. One that says a mess of food, and the other one says innocent looks. Although I really feel like the look he's giving is not all that innocent. So I have all these different little word phrases: cuddly coo, sweet little boy, a mess of food, and so serious down the right side. And I am trying to find a home for this little star because I like the coloring. I like adding a little extra something. So I am trying to debate. Well, I'm not trying to debate. I am debating on where I want to put it. So I decide that I'm going to tuck it in behind the juice box and overlap the picture just a little. Just gives me that same blue color that's in the shirt, as well as some of the word phrases that are over on the right. So that leads me to bring in this, oh, no, first I'm going to ink. And I probably should have done my little, the scattering bits first, but you know, I do things totally out of order often. So this is Tim Holtz Ranger Distress Oxide in Walnut Stain. And I just give that a shake and tap it out after covering my pictures and the shirt. I did not want it on the shirt, so I covered those up and tapped out a little bit of that brown to bring that brown from the baby boy banner up towards the top right. And so I just do that mostly on that paper in the middle. I really didn't tap too much out on the love paper in the background. So now I pull out this cute little thing that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's got 4 little containers, and mine have stars in one, hearts in one, whatever I'm kind of working on in the other, and then the bottom one has my Dottie About Flare flare. And I looked through those. I've just ordered my very first, well, I just received my very first order of Dottie About Flare in December. So I don't have a lot yet, but I just ordered another big set, and hopefully I will get it soon. I know it's been shipped, but it's coming from across the big pond, so it might take a little while. I'm very excited, and I will be going back and looking to see if any of the ones that I ordered will work on some of my layouts. So after I got my splatters down, I picked out a couple of different stars, some light blue ones that I put on the left bottom, not the corner, but underneath the little border, and then these darker blue shiny ones that I put on the top left and on top of the border on the right. And that's about it. So I'm going to show you the sketch. I hope you all enjoyed this. You all should follow along with all of the awesome people who are doing Follow Us Sketch February. There's the close-ups, and happy scrapping.